Hi, Bubba. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, it is going to be a warm one today. So we decided to come earlier at 7 a.m. to get our walking done. And I gotta say, my right shin, the one that's been hurting the last few weeks, it's feeling a lot better today. I've got this compression cold sleeve that I've been using for my shin, and I've been applying it every day, a couple of times a day. And it's been feeling good. It's been feeling much better, and I even would go to sleep a few times with it on, and then at some point in the night, I just get it taken off, and then whatever, it's fine. It feels good though. I feel the difference. So I'm getting marathon ready, which is going to be in another 2.5 weeks ish, 3 weeks almost. Yeah, on Memorial Day. So I'm excited for that. I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, I think this has been a good week. It's been a good week, a good productive week, and I've really been able to focus on things to be grateful for, on things to look at that I have in my life and say, you know what, God, thank you for letting me have these things in my life right now. They're exactly what I need, and I'm fine. Little things like just having just rice, 2 pounds of rice. That can last me a couple of days if I'm eating it every day. So it's a good way also just to manage my diet. Like yesterday, for example, I made rice and lentils, and they were so delicious. Put a little bit of hot sauce in it and some extra olive oil. Delicious. I'm gonna have that for lunch. I have some leftovers, and so I'm looking forward to that. And it's been good. Um, there's not a whole lot on my mind that I really want to just unload or get off my chest today, because I just feel so so grateful in that piece right now that it's almost like I just want to just sit, relax, just meditate, and just be present in the moment, which I do try to practice that um, once, twice a day sometimes, where I'll just put on some calm, relaxing music. I'll go into my room and I'll just relax on my bed, lay on my back, close my eyes, and just enjoy that moment. Hey, what's up, buddy? How are you? Okay, see you later. Um, and that helps me to to be grounded in the present, and that makes it easy to be grateful for things. Arlo, leave it. He's sniffing the barbecue pit over there. I don't want him to find any burnt gribbly bits and eat them. Um, so yeah, and we did 3 miles today instead of the usual 5 on the weekends, just because I don't want to push my right shin too hard and risk really hurting it, especially with the marathon a few weeks away. So I'm really focused on just taking it easy, listening to my body, and being smart about how heavy I'm exerting myself. And it's working. The cold sleeve compression definitely is helping. 3 people in my life have recommended getting that for my shin, and so I'm thankful, I'm grateful to them. When I see them all, I'm gonna tell them thank you or just text them. Because one of them is my buddy that I'm going to be running the marathon with, and so I've told him already that I got the sleeve and it's helping. So I'll text him again today just to thank him for reinforcing that with me. Another one is my cousin, who also has who gets shin splints sometimes, and he told me about that too. And another one is a lady that comes to the skate park over here, and her dog and my dog get along great, and so we kind of just chat from there. And I told her just about my shin hurting one time, and she told me look into getting those compression socks or a sleeve or something. Even better if it's like a cold pack. So yeah, when I see her next time, I'll tell her thank you also. Um, I guess that's kind of what's been on my mind is just socializing and being thankful and having people in your life that leave you feeling positive, leave you feeling energized, excited. Because even today now on the park, there's a guy that we've seen a number of times already for the last few months. Um, and his dog and my dog, they get along also. But we were just chatting. We were on our last lap. I stopped there, just chatting a little bit, catching up, and he noticed that I've been losing weight, and so it was really encouraging for him to say that, and for me to hear that, and to just remind myself to keep going, because this is my life, this is my journey, and people will see the results of my work, and I will let the results speak for itself. So hearing that is, yeah, I guess it makes me feel a little red, a little blushing, but it's genuine compliments that people give, and I'm grateful for that. I'm so thankful, and it's encouraging because it reminds me to, like, keep going, keep doing what you're doing, keep working on yourself, because in order for you to be the best version of yourself and give your love to the world, you need to first love yourself and give yourself the best version of you. And even if it means being selfish for a year or two, however long it takes, focus on yourself, focus on your health, and focus on your goals, your desires, your drive, your passion, your purpose, and just kind of sprout from there. And I have an idea of what my purpose is, but I'm more than certain that's going to change and adjust over time, just as I continue going forward on this journey, and just as age and life comes. But for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm finally giving my genuine self the opportunity to blossom. And for me, like I've said from the very first video that I put on, moving out into my own place so that I could focus on myself is exactly what I needed to do to be able to focus on myself and really realize, okay, what do you want in life? What kind of life do you want? How would you feel if you had all these things in life now? And that's just kind of where this whole process and journey has come from. And I mean, I'm grateful, I'm thankful. I give my thanks to God for being able to help me change my life and focus on how I want to live, and the man who I knew I always wanted to become. Because when I spend those times just relaxing, meditating, it's much easier for me to connect to those emotions that will make me feel like I'm the person who I know I am worthy and deserving of. And then from there, it's just much easier to go forward carrying that energy, carrying that emotion. And, people see that. Um, so that's what I would encourage you. If you're hearing this video and you're also wondering what your purpose is, how to move forward, if you feel stuck, if whatever, you're not happy with things in life, start asking yourself that question that I asked myself. When was I the happiest in my life? And why haven't I had more of that? And you really start to ask yourself and look at the things that you've done in life, and it's like, hey, what really made you happy? Well, maybe, I don't know, it was going to a theme park with close friends or family, and it just felt like life was just perfect. So it's like, okay, well, that feeling, why is it that your life felt like that way? So it's important to analyze those moments of genuine joy, peace, and happiness in your life. Arlo, hey, Arlo, come here. Up, come on, up. Good boy, good boy, good boy. And he brings me a lot of joy and peace and happiness. And he's such a good boy. From the training that he did a few years ago to do off-leash work, every day. Shout out to Off-Leash Canine Training in Marietta, California. Ever since then, like, it's just been such a relief to just take him anywhere and just walk off leash and be able to recall him whenever I need to. Yeah, especially when I go camping also. It's amazing, it's fun. So highly recommend anybody out there. Also, if you have a dog and you want to do off-leash stuff, get them trained. Do proper training for off-leash work. And it's just such a good peace of mind for yourself, for your dog's safety, and for the good of the community. Good boy. Where was I? Finding purpose and happiness. You know, I'm not going to go into too much detail about what times I was feeling happiest in my life, just because that's personal stuff that I don't want to share too much about. I don't want to keep that personal because it's powerful for me. But it just involved a lot of traveling, a lot of socializing, a lot of just going with the flow. And life has a funny way of just working with that. And so I like those times in my life that I could look at now and say, okay, what things did I have that made me feel this way? I had essentially freedom, independence, friends, and just ideas to go for, to go with. And so it's like, well, then, why not try to live like that more and more every day? So do I have true freedom? No, I still pay bills. I still have an apartment. I still, live in a country where we got to pay taxes. But for the most part, I do have freedom, I feel. I'm single, so I know that helps a lot in just not having to do any other obligations, because it's kind of hard to really focus on becoming the person you want to be if you're always in a relationship. Unless that person, your partner, is very supportive of that journey and is on it with you, ideally. That would be perfect. But having some time to truly be on your own, figure yourself out, and the life that you want to live, and not compromising it, goes a long way in your own happiness. And that's something that I would encourage anybody listening to this to look at to audit your life, look at yourself, and ask yourself these questions. Because that's what I had to do to really start figuring out who I wanted to be, how I wanted to live, what does that look like. And I'm coming up to a year since I moved out into my apartment. That's crazy how fast a year goes by, just how much can change in a year. Like, that alone right there is also just enough to make me so grateful. And yeah, I'm going to be renewing my lease for my apartment because I do want to stay here for another year. Because I feel like now, probably since, I'd say middle of February of 2025, going forward, was when I've kind of really locked down the 3 pillars that I've talked about before: sleep, eat, and exercise. I've got those 3 in a very, very manageable place for myself, and I want to continue building from it and going forward. And now that summer is coming, it's going to be much warmer. I can't wait to just sweat up a storm when I'm exercising outside. It's going to be wonderful. And of course, I'm going to be mindful of when Arlo comes with me, because I don't want it to be too hot for him, and then it'll just be miserable and unbearable, and the pavement will be too hot. So that's why we'll be coming earlier in the mornings when it's still nice and cool. And that way, he can just spend the rest of the day being a little couch potato, because that's exactly what he is. Good boy. Yeah, a big couch potato. He's shedding. Yeah, that's your hair. That's your hair. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look, Bubba, say hi to the camera. Say hi to the camera. And it's great because he's exhausted, absolutely tired. And we'll also go in the evenings a few times too, just because I want to see the homies from the dog group. And it's good socializing for the dogs also, to get to see each other and play. So in the mornings will be when I get my exercise finished and out of the way. And then in the evenings will kind of be my socializing hour. And because we're moving into the summer, and usually I've been going to bed around 8:30. I don't mind pushing that a little bit later to like 9:30, 10. Waking up at 6 in the morning. Like that to me sounds perfect. Sounds great. Because waking up at 4:35, like, it's nice. It feels good to just get the day going really early at that time. But I just have to make adjustments in my sleep schedule so that I could have the optimized exercise schedule, if that makes sense. And on that note of optimization, I wanted to give a quick shout out to the to Dr. Andrew Huberman and his podcast, the Huberman Labs podcast. I watch his stuff a lot and listen to it a lot, where he just talks about optimizing your health for happiness and all that stuff. I'll link his podcast in the description of this video, because I like a lot of the stuff that he talks about of just getting up early, getting sunlight on your face and your eyes. Not like directly looking at the sun, because then you'll go blind and you don't want to do that. But like, having sunlight exposed and like hitting your eyes. And something else that he talked about in an episode that I did want to touch on a little bit is just finding your windows where you can do creative, productive work. Get into a flow of productivity. And I've noticed that for me, when I get my exercise done first thing in the morning, that sets the tone for the rest of the day, to be able to just focus on, okay, what else do I want to do? What else do I want to get done today? And it's Friday, so I don't work today. Um, that's another thing I'm very grateful for. The job that I have, we only work Monday to Thursday. Longer hours, but to have every Friday off, it's absolutely worth it. I wouldn't want to trade that in a long time. And so, um, yeah, I found that I have, I'd say, really two, maybe sometimes three periods of flow, creative, um, productivity times. Sometimes it's going to be later in the morning, like after I've exercised, after I've showered, had something to eat. And I find that like probably that window from like 11 to like maybe 1, 2 is a pretty good time to get a lot of creative work done. And when I'm at work also, like that's a time when I get a lot of things done and I'm able to just be on task and really get things taken care of. Of course, I'll have some meetings sometimes earlier in the morning or something more urgent, whatnot. But you balance it, you manage it. And then from like 2 to like maybe 4, 5, I notice that's kind of when I have a little bit of just a lag and just cognitive potential, I guess you can call it. I don't know. I'm not a neuroscientist, so don't quote me on any of these things. This is just how I'm observing for myself. And during that time is when it's like, all right, let's just do repetitive, mundane tasks, things that aren't really high mental requirements. Um, and then I find that like in the evenings, probably like around, I'd say maybe 6, sometimes even all the way up until midnight. It's happened before where if I get into a flow, I can really get a lot of work done. And some of the projects that I've been working on, I have stayed up until midnight. Like last night, I stayed up until 11. I told myself, like, no, we're not going to stay up later than 11 working on something. And I wasn't even planning yesterday to actually work on some of the projects that I have in my queue, but I did a little bit after we went out for a little walk in the evening around like 5:30, 5:45. Came back, gave him his dinner, and then um, turned on the fan and was like, you know what? Why not? Let's just see if we can get some stuff done. And I did. I got more done than I expected to, and I was so grateful for that and thankful. So that's kind of what I've noticed. Like I'd say, yeah, those two windows, that like early to late morning, early afternoon, and then evening to sometimes midnight, is when I have really good windows where I can get into flow and focus on something creative, something productive. And I enjoy that. I like that, and I want to continue focusing on that. And of course, I don't want to be staying up until midnight every night, because then that's going to really impact my sleep schedule. And especially now that summer's here, I want to adjust it, like I said earlier, to be able to have an optimized exercise routine. So we're doing it. We're focusing on it, and I can't wait to just keep it going and see where it goes. And I'm looking forward to coming in the evenings, seeing the dog park homies, letting the dogs play and chase each other like little madmen without any cognitive abilities. They're funny. They're cute. I love them. And so I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, just looking forward to adjusting to this summer and really sweating up when I'm coming here to the park, because I'm looking forward to that. It feels so good getting a sweat going, finishing exercising, and then when I get back, I'm gonna take a cold shower, because that's what I've been doing now. Maybe I mentioned it in a previous video, but I take cold showers, and it's great. It saves on the water bill also, because you're not in there for more than 5 minutes. So I really do enjoy being able to go take a quick cold shower, put some shampoo on my hair, rinse myself with soap, and I feel great. I feel good. And I don't shampoo every single day, just because I forgot where I heard it, but it's not ideal to be showering your hair every single day. You want your hair to have some of that like natural, just I guess oil that it produces. And so I maybe shampoo about 3 times a week, I'd say. And what I would do afterwards, when I'm done showering, I have a sea salt spray that I put in my hair, and it feels amazing. I love it. It smells like the ocean, and that's that aligns with the life that I'm building, because I love the ocean. I enjoy it, and I can't wait to spend more time there. And I definitely am going to be going there a few times this summer to just enjoy it, take a few dips in the ocean, and maybe even try to do some scuba diving. Because I haven't done that in a long time, and I miss it. It's fun. So yeah, that's really what I had on my mind today to really share, and nothing too dramatic, too eventful, but definitely finding purpose, finding what works for you, asking yourself the right questions to change your life, because nothing's going to change until you change. Let's go, buddy. Come on.